Shalom Israel. First, only all praise belong honor to Yahweh Bashim Shai, Bashim Kakadash. I want to see Apostle Elsbury Millstone. Peace and attention to 130 of Israel. The session on the title it. This got to be the end, right? And it's gonna be kind of like a spiritual rant type of video because I had some thoughts earlier about this place is just finished. There's nothing to enjoy here. You can't enjoy music. It sucks. It all sounds the same. Like for example, like Drake. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are familiar with Drake, and he's a well-popping artist, and he dropped 3 albums in one night, and all 3 albums sucked. This goes to show you, like, this place it's through. It's finished. And that's just one example out of ton of examples in the music world. Like you got Sexy Red and Glorilla, like all these monkeys, alright, just being pushed to the forefront. Like, this place gotta go, alright. Entertainment, you can't watch movies without some Mo activity going on or some shit. And guess who's at the forefront of that Mo activity? It's Jake. It's some nigga, being a straight up fruitcake. And then they push that shit. Like, this place gotta go. Alright? The Job. I'm like I said, this is gonna be a spiritual rant. I'm gonna get scriptures, but this place sucks. Alright? And to hell with you niggas that want this place to continue. You're gonna fall with this place because, you wicked, you enjoy the wickedness, that goes on here continuously. Alright? When scripture says the souls of the righteous, the souls of the just complain continually. I'm paraphrasing. So I believe it's 2 Ezra 15:4. Alright? Ezekiel 9:4, I believe. Set a mark upon those that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. So ultimately, who's crying out? Who's sighing? Alright. Ultimately, really the whole earth is mourning. Alright, pursuing Romans 8 chapter. But mainly the elect. Alright? Because look at all the wickedness that goes on here. You may have people that are complaining about, not being able to live and so on and so forth, but they don't mind the wickedness that goes on here. They don't care. They have that if it's not hurting me, so I don't care. When that's not the mindset, to be in. Alright? Because scripture says he that condemneth the just and justifieth the wicked, even they both are an abomination to the Lord. And what does scripture say? The Lord hated all abominations. So ultimately, the Lord hates you if you tolerate this place. Don't faze you. You got 2 fucking just weirdos and shit. Fucking just being straight up weird, and you don't mind it. Ultimately, there's something wrong with you. All right, but just this place gotta go. All right, but this is Matthew 24:21. It says, For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor no ever shall be. Alright? And let's talk about Jacob's trouble. Alright, we in Jacob's trouble, but we about to reach his pinnacle. Alright, because look what's going on. It's only up from here. Alright? It says, and except those days should be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Alright, so ultimately the Lord got to shorten the time, because if not, this devil will destroy everything. Alright, even himself. But that's not written. So, because the Lord said he reserved a remnant, 7,000 men that would not bow the knee to Baal. Alright, so there's an election that are destined to make it, and Lord willing, that's us. Alright, but to hell with this world. Alright. And the Lord is showing you day by day that this shit is not what you think it is. All right. And this goes for me first and foremost. Even in my little experiences, because I'm not an older. Uh, I'm just a young man. So my experience in the world is, I have some years in the world, but unlike other men in this truth, that have experienced it, older bros. But the Lord, he'll show you this shit ain't this is ass. Like you be trying to talk, you be talking to women, and women just all fucked up. Like all these people are fucked up, but these women, they got like serious issues. Like you can't even like conversate with them. That's how bad it is. It's like a competition to see who's the most masculine. It's like damn. But ultimately, we understand prophecy. We understand that these women about to be humble real soon. So we don't gotta worry about it too much longer. But it's just like the Lord is really making us. A quote that Elder Apostle Tahar made. He said we have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, and that's facts. Especially for growth, but even just being here in Babylon in general, we gotta Micah 2:10, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Alright? Because like it will destroy you even with the sword of destruction. So thank the Lord, that if you don't fit in with this world, count yourself blessed. All right, as it says in John, it says if you're of the world will love his own. But since you're not of the world, hold on, let me see if I can get that. This is John 15:19. It says, if you're of the world will love his own. All right, and just look at these people. You be seeing these lame ass people. All right, I'm gonna say how it is, which they are lame, but you be just seeing these lame ass niggas that they fit in like a puzzle to this world. And 144. And I'm not saying this in a sense of jealousy, but you see in that the King Solomon spirit, he said all vanity, vexation of spirit. Hopefully I'll get that quote about to part, but how basically a wicked man a wicked man can succeed, for lack of better words. And hold up, let me just, I don't want to be butchering this. But nothing that pisses me off too is just this whole living situation. Fucking everyone's compacted in one area. That's all this big ass earth, and yet Esau want to fucking stack everybody on top of each other like some fucking sardines and shit. This nigga, bro, Esau about to get his ass whooped, in the kingdom. You about to get his ass handed to him. Cause this is a nigga that destroyed the earth, I watching Elder Tazabah's video. Made a video. This devil's a madman. He needs to be stopped. Alright. But I'm gonna finish John 15:19. It says, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hated you. Alright, so ultimately, we don't fit in. Alright, and Lord willing, we're called, Lord willing, chosen. But we don't fit in because, we above this world. Look at how we move and look at how these people move. Alright? And it's through the spirit, because we not special from our own accord, we special because of the Lord. Alright? Let me get, I believe it's 2. Slovakia, bear with me. This is going. I believe it was in Ecclesiastes, but it was something along the lines of, an evil man can prosper in society, while a righteous man can basically suffer, and just like that right there is vexing, because here it is, all these people, like for example, look at these streamers, bro. Look how they move. Look at all. I'm not gonna say all the attention, the glitz and the glamour, because all this shit is vain. All right, 'cause you really don't want that shit, especially amongst these people. All right, we gonna get in the kingdom in righteousness and its pure form. All right, but here you just see this shit. It's like, bro, this shit's fake. All right, we live in a microwave society. Just nothing but a bunch of trends, and this shit gotta go. All right, but this is Psalm 73:1. It says, "Truly, the Most High is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart. But as for me, my feet were almost gone; my steps had well nigh slipped. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked." All right, and it could get like that, from sometimes. Looking at these people in the world, it's like, damn, like y'all niggas, y'all just living it up, huh? You may catch a hell. It says, "For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm." All right, especially these Edomites too. Because these Edomites. Well, ultimately, the prosperity of the wicked, mainly Esau, Edom. All right, but even these other people, but Esau, like, but hey, it's his kingdom. It says, "They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment. Their eyes stand out with fatness, they have more than their heart could wish. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. They set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth." All right. And this is Esau Edom. All right. He's proud as hell, and he's prospering right now. But really, all that is flipping, Deuteronomy 30:7. All these curses shall come upon thy enemies, and so let me get that right quick. Slide. Because ultimately the Lord is working. Deuteronomy 30:7, it says, "And the Lord Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee." All right. So ultimately these curses are going on these other nations, And really, Esau Edom, he gonna drink that cup. All right, he's through. All right, it says, "Therefore, as people return hither, in waters of a full cup are wrung out to them. They say, How doth the Most High know? And is there knowledge in the Most High? Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world; they increase in riches. Verily, I have cleansed my heart in vain and washed my hands in innocency." All right, and you'll have fleshly thoughts like, dang, like, just fucking that one little nagger in your ear that just, being all bitter and shit. You gotta rebuke that ultimately. All right, because Micah 7:9, it says, "I will bear the righteous indignation of the Lord, because I have sinned against them." So ultimately, the reason why we here is because we fucked up. All right, and that's something the flesh don't want to admit. The flesh trying to justify itself, that self-entitlement demon. But, bro, we fucked up, all right? But it says, "For all the day long have I been plagued and chastened every morning." All right, yeah, we catching hell. Don't feel good, but ultimately, this don't compare to, what's coming. It says, "If I say I will speak thus, behold, I should offend against the generation of thy children. When I thought to know this, it was too painful for me, until I went into the sanctuary of the Most High, then understood either end." All right. So ultimately, when you really before you come to this truth, you be looking at these people in the world like, man, You know, you be envious, you be jealous, you be, man, I gotta do this, that, and third. But really, you know, you just look at these niggas now. You know, in the truth, you know, not in Slovakia, not in the truth, but you know, being in the truth. You look at these people outside of the truth. You know, these worldly people, and you just a spotlight. You know, that flashlight gets shined on them. You see these people for who they really are. You know, a bunch of nobodies. All right, and you know the thing we gotta endure is, you know, just being under these people. You know, having to suffer this. All right, but ultimately it's gonna end real soon. All right, look what's going on in quote unquote Middle East. You know, U.S. attacked Iran. Um, they talking about shortages here shortly. You know, a couple months. So, hey, this could be the year. Lord willing, you got Elon Musk talking about Jesus Christos, MOTB technology is gonna be better than his. So, like, we at the end. All right, we just gotta endure. All right, but hopefully this is well said and edifying, and I'm gonna end it here. I don't really mean to ramble too much, but it's a little spiritual rant, just meditating. Like this place, like what more what else is there? What more else is there here? You know? Oh, you know, party. Like even the whole club scene is dead. You know? Like everyone's suffering. Bro. All right, it's really everyone is mourning. You know, is longing for that change. All right, and guess who's gonna bring that? How about some outside? All right, we just hope to be on the the merciful side. You know, of that judgment that the Lord's about to bring. So, um, with that, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashem Shai, Bashem Kakabash. Next time, Shalom.